I'm Eleanor, I'm the vicar here in Soham. What you're going to see is what we've got going on today, which is a heritage morning, an opportunity for young people to have a go at different heritage skills, heritage crafts. This project is part of phase one of what we anticipate will be a three-phase restoration project, for which we're very grateful for funding from specifically the National Lottery Heritage Fund, Amy Sesper, Cambridgeshire Historic Churches Trust and the private donors who've made the work that we're able to do so far possible. We're hoping that these days will be interesting for the members of our local community. We also hope that they really will make a difference. If we don't, as a nation, really foster the growth of interest and experience in heritage skills, we will be in real problems, as indeed we are with our church building now. Buildings need restoring. If we don't have those skills, who's going to look after the heritage of this country in years to come? Who's going to have those skills? Hopefully some of the people who come today and tomorrow.
My name's Julie McIntyre. I'm Deputy Head Teacher at Soham Village College. I'm really lucky to be here today with our Foundation Learning Tier students to learn really lots and lots of information about the heritage trades, but also to give them some hands-on experience. What's really great is that history, which is such an important part of the national curriculum, but them seeing that really in action and having those really practical skills and merging those two areas together is a really eye-opening experience for students. What's really been interesting for me today personally is having a conversation with all the experts about these heritage trades that are actually on the red list and how endangered they are. So those students being able to kind of get involved and see what is out there of possible future career options, and it will be nice to kind of go back into school and look at what we can do to raise the profile of this in the future.
So my name's Graham Griffiths. I work for a company called Anglia Lime. We're based in Sudbury, so we manufacture a range of lime, mortars, renders and plasters. I think the awareness around heritage materials is growing. Lime is particularly eco-friendly, for example, so that's growing. If I spoke to lots of people today and said, what do you know about lime? They'd be more inclined to think about the fruit rather than the building material, but they all know about older materials and older buildings, and it seemed to make sense to them that the materials we're using to look after our older buildings need to be the older materials, and the two are incompatible. They seem to understand that. I think there's so many people that love what they do and are enthusiastic to pass on their knowledge. If you were a younger person and you went to anyone and said, I'm interested in what you do, how do you do it, how can I get into it, I think they'd be over the moon to help you.
My name's Lynn Mathias and I'm a director of Mathias Brick and Flint. Mostly the projects I work on are historic buildings, vernacular buildings, churches, buildings owned by the Landmark Trust, National Trust, Historic England. So most of the important historic buildings in this country are the ones that I work on. I think what I like best about the job is the satisfaction of putting the masonry back to how it was. So if you're working on a building that is 500 or 800 years old, and knowing that you're doing it justice, knowing that the person who built it will probably be very proud of how you're repairing it. I knew when I was at school, I wasn't that academic. I was always more creative. So I enjoyed being outdoors and I enjoyed working my hands, and I had an interest in history and a love of old buildings, so it kind of all came together.
Can you see how easy that's cutting that brick? You're not really putting any pressure on it.
The advice I could give to the young people today is if they really enjoy what they do, keep doing it, because whatever you do, if you enjoy what you do, you will do it well.
A real highlight of the project for me, apart from the engagement, has been discovering that the two creatures that are at the top of the north transept, you can see here behind me, we had thought were two monkeys. When the one on the left that really needed restoring was brought down, it was discovered that he was not, or maybe she, was not a monkey at all. She was in fact a man dog. You can see that she's got a dropped ear. That was a real highlight for me, discovering that all was not what it seemed.
My name's Rick. I've been a carpenter pretty much all of my working life, and I've specialised in repairing and working on historic buildings, heavy timber frames for the last 35 years. Working on historic buildings needs a certain mindset. It's a way that you view carpentry. Sometimes, because of the joints that we're cutting, it needs fairly peculiar tools. Now, you can buy some modern-made hand tools, but you can also buy lots of lovely antique hand tools. I have tools that are in my bag and in my workshop box that I regularly use that are 18th, 19th century. We have lots and lots of big, heavy framing chisels from the 19th century. They're as good, if not better, than some of the modern ones that you can buy. Change over. I think it's really important to work on training young people for heritage skills. I mean, general construction doesn't train enough people as it is. We don't have enough plumbers. We don't have enough electricians. We don't have enough day-to-day carpenters and bricklayers already. General construction is struggling. Heritage crafts even more so. It's seen as a niche within an industry that less people seem motivated to get involved in. What I've tried to impart with the kids today is that actually getting into that little niche gives you a more secure position, gives you a higher rate of pay, gives you more respect for that peculiar, strange niche craft that you're carrying out. It gives you something that you can't get on a general construction site. So, I'd urge any of them today to consider doing something like that we're doing. Absolutely.
Oh, there you are, you've done it. I am very, very impressed with the way you did that. This is a job where we need people who've got a natural ability to do this kind of thing, and I think you have that natural ability. The way I saw you work this flint was excellent.
I think it's true to say that in the course of curriculum activity, there isn't as much opportunity to, think outside the box, to meet professional craftspeople, really skilled workers. And what a real delight to me has been the eagerness of Soham Village College to participate in what we're doing, because they too see the need and the real value for their students in being able to think outside the box.